Welcome back to the grind. In this video, we are going to talk about the Mystic Cavalier event quest nodes and show some of the champion interactions with it. I really only have a couple Mystic champions ranked up high enough that I really want to use them in the Cavalier event quest, that being Doom and then like champion like Tigra and Symbiote Supreme. But we can still showcase how the node works. So every time you prevent the opponent from gaining power or steal or drain power, you're going to get a Fury, but it does have a short cooldown. So with Dr. Doom, his special 1, the first hit takes power and then the next hits do not, but once you have the aura up, your light attacks will steal power. So there you can see the light attack gained us a Fury, but there is a cooldown, so then the next or the last light attack was the one that finally gave us another Fury. So Dr. Doom and any champion with a very frequent access to power steal or drain or preventing power gain effect will be very good at ramping up on this node. Now, the other thing is this node has protection based on how much power the opponent has, and it goes up to 70% protection. You can see Dr. Doom ended that fight pretty quickly once he had some Furies ramped up. Now, Symbiote Supreme unfortunately doesn't have any really easy access to power control, and in order to land, I believe he has power drain on his special 2, depending on which stance he's in, but it's not that easy to control. And in this whole fight, I never actually landed any power steal, but he still is a good champion, and this kind of just shows that any champion can be used, even if they're not a Mystic champion. So if you're having trouble with a certain lane or a certain fight on a lane, you can just bring any champion in to counter it and just accept that you're not going to benefit from the Furies. Just like any Mystic that doesn't power steal is going to have, or power drain or whatever it may be, doesn't gain the Furies and therefore functions just as a champion that is not in the Mystic class. And the only other thing to consider is the protection. And as you can see, the higher we push him in power, the less damage we deal on our hits. Now, Symbiote Supreme just does a bunch of damage in general, especially with the bleeds. So even without gaining those Furies, he's still a great champion, just like many other champions in the Mystic class and outside of the Mystic class. But this is probably one of the less restricting nodes. But again, that protection can be pretty annoying if you're not paying attention to it. So you're going to want to bait out frequent special 1s to keep that damage up a little bit higher, because otherwise the fights can take well over 100 hits if you're continuing to keep them close to full bar of power, especially for a champion like Dr. Doom, who has very good control over the fight, but in that Doom cycle, the opponent is very frequently over 2 bars of power. As you can see here, we're really not dealing that much damage considering how many Furies we've stacked up, and we have our own Fury from our special 3. But now once we bait out a special attack, the hits are doing much more damage. So you do want to bait out special attacks from the opponent with Dr. Doom in time to deal some damage and throw off your special 2, rather than keeping them at that point of close to 3 bars of power like you typically would with Dr. Doom. And you can see there that just didn't really deal that much damage, and we're really not doing as much damage as we could be because he's so full on power. We have that 70% damage reduction. But I won't stretch this video out any longer. It is a very straightforward and easy to understand node, one of the more simple ones of this month. I hope this was a helpful quick overview. Good luck, and I hope to see you in the next video.